digital radio, 94.9 FM, and on BBC Sounds.
This is London.
This is BBC Radio London.
Now, classical Indian maestro Baluji Shrivastav will be performing at Rich Mix, which is a community arts hub, on October 2nd. He is joined by rising guitar star from Indonesia, Boo-Boo Sianturi, and together they're exploring a magical soundscape featuring traditional Indian and Indonesian instruments, such as gamelan and sitar. There will also be a free workshop for the visually impaired. And we're really pleased to have Baluji in the studio with me now, along with Boo-Boo Sianturi, I hope I said the name right, and Peter Boscher, who's a flautist from Baluji's Inner Vision Orchestra of Blind Musicians. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. How wonderful to see you all here. And it's such a house full. Literally, I feel like I'm ready to party.
Hey. Hello, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes, of course, thank you to the presenter.
Oh, that's me. Hello. And it's wonderful to see. I mean, you have achieved so much over the years, and you are now collaborating with someone else from an Indonesian background. How did this come about?
It's a tour of interaction, Baluji. Mm-hmm. And so I'm interacting with everyone, with Boo-Boo, who is Indonesian musician.
Yeah.
And also I'm interacting with the jazz and interaction with poetry, interaction with Indian inner vision musicians who are blind musicians. We are blind musicians.
Yeah.
Like Peter is, myself.
And it's interesting, obviously. I mean, we have musicians all the time, but being a blind musician, has that ever been difficult for you? I mean, how did you come about wanting to play?
It's not difficult to learn music, but difficult to find the work.
Right.
But yes, it has been very not such a difficult period to learn, as I said before.
When you say difficult to find work, what were the struggles that you went through?
Well, blind people, because being blind, people think that if you invite one, two have to come, and so on and so forth, and they have to hold their hands, and they have to, find. If I'm working somewhere, I need to go somewhere. They need to help me. Mm-hmm. So they prefer sighted musicians than the blind musicians.
But you've achieved a lot, so you've come very far. You've obviously been very persistent, haven't you?
Well, I've been very lucky, yes, I must say. And many musicians have asked me to play, and I've played with them, and I'm really very, very lucky to play with Boy George, Annie Lennox, and Massive Attack, and Stevie Wonder, and Paul McCartney.
Wow, that's just to name a few. That's pretty incredible. And we've got obviously Boo-Boo.
That's right.
That's how you say it. And
you,
Boo-Boo Sianturi.
Sianturi.
That's it.
That's
Sianturi.
Yeah.
So you're from Indonesia.
I am.
Yeah. So what made you come all the way to Indonesia to the UK? What's drawn you to here? Is it?
Yeah, I came here as a student.
Right.
I studied classical guitar.
Yeah.
With my colleague here who will be playing music with us, Jonathan Weisman. As part of Gado Ensemble. So I studied, and then I work, teaching, and then during the process I applied a job at Baluji Music Foundation.
Oh, right.
Yes,
that's how you've connected.
I got the interview, and they look at my CV, and I put one of my former teachers in there, Timothy Walker. And it happened that Balu actually did some serious work back in the 90s. With my former teacher.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah, Timothy commissioned me to write a guitar sitar suite.
Yeah.
So I have written a piece for guitar and sitar, which probably part of it we will be playing.
And we also have Peter with us as well. Hello, Peter.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
So you've all come together. Are you all performing together in Rich Mix? All three of you together?
Yes,
including
all four of us.
Oh, four of us as well, and you've got the phone in the hand. So I was thinking, so you're working all together.
We
basically.
are indeed, yes.
Yeah.
And what are you performing exactly? Tell us, listeners, because obviously you're performing a Rich Mix. You're performing together.
I think I would say the main meal of this concert will be the guitar sitar suite. It's the piece that Baluji composed alongside my teacher back in the 90s. And so we are revisiting the piece since then. I don't think it has been played since then, Baluji.
Yeah, but what instrument you're going to play, Rich Mix?
We'll be playing guitar, of course.
Yeah. So who's playing the guitar? You're playing the guitar.
I'll be guitar, yeah.
Okay, and you're...
And also I'll be playing guitar, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll be bringing some Indonesian instruments, as you mentioned in the beginning. So there will be a few of the gamelan instruments. It's called gangsa.
Yeah, explain what is that instrument? What is it? I mean, we'll hear it in shortly, you know. But what does it sound like? I mean, describe it to us.
It's percussive.
Right.
It's metal, and it's loud. It's
right.
Very similar to a xylophone.
Is
or
it?
Something like glockenspiel or the metal xylophone.
Yeah, it would be a good representation of the Western
Similar
instrument.
kind of sound.
Similar. And also, I will be bringing an instrument from Sumatra.
Right.
North Sumatra is called hasapi. It's a 2-string
Oh,
lute.
that what it looks like. Yeah.
It's kind of like a
That's
2-string
tiny.
guitar.
It's really tiny.
Just to explain to you guys, it's really tiny. It looks like a little
boat.
Yeah, it does. It has well described, actually.
Yes.
I mean, all instruments are very interesting, all very different. I mean, and music is universal. You can easily connect with music in that sense. But how does it compare to a sitar? I mean, you just showed me that one, but how does it compare to the sitar? Is it very different in terms of its sounding?
Well, sitar has got 21 strings and it has got 2 strings.
Ah, wow. So that's more powerful than the sitar.
Yeah, sitar is, looks like powerful.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everybody knows about sitar because of the Ravi Shankar and Anushka Shankar, and everybody's playing now. Lots of sitar players in London.
It's an instrument that's quite very flexible to work with others as well, I would say, compared to...
Indian music is flexible altogether.
Yeah.
And I can work with any musicians, as you already know.
Yeah.
And Indian music has got not only scales, all of scales. We've got 72 scales. And also we can play microtones and those kind of, so we can play with slur notes, like sitar can slur 5 notes on one fret. So there's a lot of possibilities.
And Peter, you're a, how do you say it? Flautist?
I think flautist or flute player, simply.
Flute player.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing that for?
Well, the traditional Western flute I've been playing for maybe 20 years, but the one I'm playing today is a bamboo flute from India called a bansuri, and this is something I'm still learning to play.
Okay.
So it's very different.
I know what a bansuri is. It's a very long stick.
That's
yeah.
right, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And bansuri players have lots and lots of flutes because you need a different one for each key, whereas with the Western flute, you can play pretty much any note. So
yeah.
So it's a very different tradition.
And how did you team up? Sorry, we didn't even introduce you.
Hi.
We didn't introduce you properly.
Okay, no worries.
I mean, introduce yourself?
So my name's Jonathan Wiseman. I'm a guitarist who initially I met Boo-Boo when we both studied together.
Right.
Guitar. And then Boo-Boo and Baluji kindly invited me to collaborate with them for their Rich Mix concert this Wednesday, 2nd of October. In Shoreditch, Rich Mix.
After all these years,
Hub,
finally.
And this is how I met Peter as well.
Yeah.
So this is the first time collaborating with Baluji and Peter.
Are you
Can
excited?
I say something? Because
Yes,
we had only known John from yesterday. And we had only 1 or 2 rehearsals. And we're going to play gig on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So this is it. This is the music. You can just play, you can just meet and play and enjoy.
Enjoy. I mean, what I love is you're so diverse. It's wonderful. We have an Indonesian, we have a Brit, we have an Indian. I mean, all in one roof. This is fabulous.
Yes.
Have you done this before? Is this the
We
first
are
time?
international.
I know, I love it. We're international in
Very
London.
international, yeah.
Very in London. I mean, have you had the opportunity, Jonathan, to work with such wonderful, diverse, unique?
I have further afield in Indonesia. I've worked with artists and musicians over there quite recently.
Yeah.
But an open collaboration with really rich diversity of ethnic backgrounds and musicians is something that I'm really interested in, and is part of our ethos of our group Gado Ensemble, which is kind of sharing cultural diversity as a currency to essentially exchange different ideas through music.
Yeah.
So this is the idea about our kind of ensemble group that we run, but now Boo-Boo's collaborating with Baluji. That's how I kind of got involved and dragged in, if you will, but in a very good way. So
Sure.
I'm looking forward to the Wednesday.
You are tuning in to BBC Radio London, and if you are just joining us in the studio as right now, we have a classical Indian maestro, Baluji Shrivastav. We have an Indonesian performer, Boo-Boo Sianturi, and we have Peter, a flautist, and Jonathan, the guitarist. Thank you all so much. I mean, this is wonderful to have you all here. And what we're going to do now is, which I forgot to mention, you're going to perform live for us. We're going to start with Baluji and Boo-Boo Sianturi, to perform a little rendition. So it's a bit like a sitarist extract, right?
It's a Sitar-Guitar suites piece, which is actually 30-40 minutes.
Right.
But we're going to play just couple of minutes.
You're going to give us a little preview, which we can
little.
expect in Rich Mix on October 2nd.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead. Go. Take it away. Wow, that's beautiful, Baluji. Thank you so much for that. That sounds wonderful. And you were playing your as well, right? With yours as well. I couldn't quite hear yours as much. Should
really?
I have? I could hear his more. Maybe he's closer to me. That's why.
That's probably why. Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, who's the next team who's got something to play for us?
All together. If
All
that's
together.
Okay to finish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we going to have a party now?
Yeah,
This is
absolutely,
sounding
yeah.
good. I'm getting exclusive right here in the studio. This is wonderful. Go for it.
So I think I'll let Boo-Boo introduce this short piece.
Okay, fine.
As it's kind of been arranged by him. Well, I suppose all of us has been arranged.
Okay.
Okay, well, this is the piece called Gondang Si Pala Pala. It's an arrangement
Uh-huh.
of a traditional piece from Sumatra, I told you before,
Yes,
where
yes.
these instruments come from.
Ooh, looks interesting.
So we make an arrangement called Gondang Si Pala. Originally, this is a piece to celebrate their New Year,
Right.
as a religious New Year.
Right.
yeah.
New Year in Indonesia.
In Sumatra, the
In
particular
Sumatra.
region called Paramalim.
right.
Yes. So
And I'm going to play this South Indian drums called kanjara, which is like a tambourine,
Right. Okay.
which has got just a little bit of these jingly bells
Mm-hmm.
and the skin, and it goes like this.
all right. And Peter with the bansuri flute,
Mm-hmm.
of course, and John with the guitar.
Go for it. Wow. Oh my God. What wonderful sounds. That sounds fabulous. Thank you so much for that performance. Thank you so much for joining us. And before you go, where can we find this? What time? And that people come and see you perform live.
It's in Rich Mix, 8 o'clock on Wednesday, the 2nd of October. Okay, sorry, I just got information. It's a 7:30.
7:30.
7:30 start. Rich Mix Community Arts Hub in Shoreditch. I think the postcode's E1. Something you
It's
can,
just
you can
in Rich
Google
Mix.
it. It's
Everyone
really,
knows
it's really
it's in
easy to find.
Shoreditch.
But it's Rich
Everybody
Mix.
knows.
It's a really nice cultural community arts centre. So come along and join us 7:30 Wednesday.
Okay,
Just
thank you.
Just opposite the Shoreditch High Street station.
Yeah.
And also, can I tell you something that today you have only heard 4 instruments, guitar, 2 guitars, and I played sitar and this tambourine and bit of hasapi. But you will have many more instruments to hear in Rich Mix. So please don't miss and come as many as people possible and buy tickets as soon as possible.
Wow, we will. Thank you so much, all of you, Jonathan, Baluji, Peter, and if I remember your names, Boo-Boo. I should know that name. Thank you so much for joining us. Next up, guys, we have a comedian who'll be with us after Traffic and Travel. But first, Halo.